Number 2 versus number 3. Ohio State versus Oregon. Prime time on Saturday. Ohio State and Oregon are set to face off in Eugene on Saturday at 7:30 on NBC. Primetime game that everyone will be watching across the country. There's another chance that a big-time team goes down. One of these two teams will not be undefeated, leaving the game on Saturday. Question is, who will it be? And that answer will not be given to us until the clock strikes 000 on Saturday after this game is over. But what we do know is what has happened so far this year for Ohio State and the Oregon Ducks. Start off with the QB battle. We have two great high-caliber QBs facing off. Dillon Gabriel is the quarterback for the Oregon Ducks, and through 5 weeks, he has an average of 289.8 yards per game, 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and a QBR of 79.4. His rushing stats have 4 touchdowns and 14.2 yards per game. All around, a solid quarterback that will show up on Saturdays. As for the other side, Ohio State is led by Will Howard, who is a transfer from Kansas State, playing in his first year at Ohio State. He has a 249.6 yards per game, 12 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions, with a QBR of 84.2, which is 11th in the country. As for his rushing yards, he has 12.8 yards per game and 4 touchdowns. Both very solid, very good, and very equally balanced by stats. Moving on to the running backs, Ohio State is known for their running backs this year. They have the best 1-2 punch in the country, with Quinshawn Judkins and Travion Henderson. Judkins is averaging 7.8 yards per carry, has 468 yards in the first 5 weeks, and has 5 touchdowns. Henderson has 337 yards, 4 touchdowns, and averages 8 yards per carry. As for Oregon, they're a one-man show. They have Jordan James, who has 552 yards, 6.3 yards per carry, and 5 touchdowns through 5 weeks. Another great part of Ohio State, their wide receivers. Led by star Jeremiah Smith, he has 19.7 yards per catch and 6 touchdowns through 5 weeks. As for the senior standout, Emeka Egbuka, he has 14.4 yards per catch and 5 touchdowns through week 5. The other side, Oregon, has 2 great wide receivers as well. Trayshawn Holden has 14.4 yards per catch and 3 touchdowns. Evan Stewart has 11.4 yards per catch and 2 touchdowns through week 5. Both very talented, very balanced offenses that can score and move the ball in every single way. Moving on to the defense, which will be what everyone wants to see with these two high-powered offense. Ohio State has allowed 6.8 points per game, which leads the country in points per game given up by defenses through week 5. Ohio State is 30% for allowing third downs, has allowed 58 first downs, which is first in the country, and has allowed 202.4 yards per game, which is also first in the country. Ohio State has an elite level defense that will be looking to make a statement on Saturday at Oregon. As for Oregon, Oregon also has a pretty good defense. They've allowed 263 yards per game, which is 10th in the country, 31% on third downs, 75 first downs allowed, which is 11th, and allows 17 points per game, which is 21st in the country. This is yet again another high-stakes, high-level matchup that we will be able to see on Saturday in college football. One of these two teams will lose, and another highly ranked team will be knocked off. Question is, which powerhouse will be grittier, tougher, and be determined to get the win on Saturday?